The majority of the people that are sitting in the National Executive Council of the African National Congress are communists. Nou, 'n communist en 'n kapitalis is soos water en olie en jy gooi dit in een drom. They both lie in the same drum as communist and as capitalist, but they can't mix. They're both liquids, but oil and water can't mix. So think about it. The African National Congress is in a tripartite alliance with the COSATU Union and the South African Communist Party. They're partners. How does a communist with an ideology of socialism and communism try to manage a country that's democratic and capitalist? That's why you're failing, ANC, because you're communistic. And then you move over and you say, no, but we're also socialistic. Doesn't matter. A capitalist country that thrives on the economy, building businesses and making GDP cannot be communistic at the same heart. It is impossible. I'd like to talk about the ANC. ANC. South Africa, I know that entity. I supported that entity. I dreamed of the Rainbow Nation. I believed in a society that must be equal and where there is currently no prejudice. But today again, as of 2 years ago, as a member of that club and a member that looked and wanted that club to do what it must be doing, it failed. Now, a lot of people say, but Niel, you were part of. Yes, a normal member I was part of. Because like you, I dream about a country that for once in their lifetime will not be racial. And what did we get? We got exactly the opposite. South Africa, the African National Congress has changed. But the management of the ANC has not. It hasn't. In actual fact, it's fallen apart. And I'm going to tell you something now that I want you to listen and understand. And that is that you are sitting with an ANC that cannot work in this country unless it actually intimidates, orchestrates, and manages through many, many devious ways the population. The ANC that I know integrately can never in its lifetime bring and manage this country to where we want it. That's a decision, because here's the following concept. The majority of the people that are sitting in the National Executive Council of the African National Congress are communists. Now, a communist is nie 'n kapitalis nie. Nou, 'n communist en 'n kapitalis is soos water en olie en jy gooi dit in een drom. Hulle albei lê in dieselfde drom. They both lie in the same drum as communist and as capitalist, but they can't mix. They're both liquids, but oil and water can't mix. So think about it. The African National Congress is in a tripartite alliance with the COSATU Union and the South African Communist Party. They're partners. How does a communist with an ideology of socialism and communism try to manage a country that's democratic and capitalist? That's why you're failing, ANC, because you're communistic. And then you move over and you say, no, but we're also socialistic. Doesn't matter. A capitalist country that thrives on the economy, building businesses and making GDP cannot be communistic at the same heart. It is impossible. And that is why for the past 27 years, the ANC has taken this country and that he has shredded it. It has absolutely broken it up and fails. Why? Because in its NEC, the 92 members, they have logotlas, because in the communistic system, everybody must have a say and everybody must be consulted. In a capitalistic regime, a president takes a decision, the cabinet implements, and the people follow. Nee, not here. Not in this country, because we are still being run like a communistic entity. And you can't debate it, and I'm asking anybody and everybody that is there, or that wants to debate with me. I was part of that system. And that's why I left. Want jy het 'n president in hierdie land wat nie op sy eie kan regeer nie. Hy's 'n absolute pop, he's a puppet. So South Africa is not about the bad ANC, it's not about a good ANC, it is a failed ANC. And it's a failed ANC because at the end of the day, they can't govern because they still have a communistic, socialistic ideology. That's it. En dit is hoekom die land uit mekaar uitspat, want hulle kan nie education doen nie, they cannot do government, they can't train and educate their people. And a country, hear me well, that's not educated take emotional decisions, and that's why we've got looting, theft, crime and pulverization. They've got no control. They never had control. Because in the Mandela era that I served in, it was like a rainbow nation. Die ANC is besig om staties uit mekaar uit te val. They are starting to take people that have 2,700 criminal records and make them a chairman of a city, whilst those charges are there. They're vindicating ministers and say, but they did nothing wrong. They hire and fire commissioners of police as if it's a change of underwear. And they refuse to remove the people that are between 80 and Biltong, and they don't want them to serve in cabinet. And the shocking thing is you vote for the ANC every time. Like you vote for other parties and you believe they're going to change. They're not going to change. They're going to do the same thing. When do we wake up?
South Africa offers that availability and that possibility to understand, what's possible when different races all commingle and, contest for sort of like this racial, so to speak, democratic excellence within a nation state, within the modern contraption of the nation state today. And while I can see it as an opportunity, a lot of people also, I understand, can see it as a threat because the roots and the foundations from which this system has been built hasn't really been unfair. And there's still that, resistance, that pain, that trauma that a lot of people still encumber when they come to the reality, when they come face to face with the reality of what the nation represents. And having to learn to move beyond that, I think that's the challenge. It's really going to be tricky. But whatever the case is, we'll keep watching, we'll keep learning, we'll keep studying. South Africa for me is a basket case of political intelligence, and I learn a lot from most of these political parties and these commentators. But also we learn also from the comments. So you guys, whatever it is, please, whatever it is you think about this speech, share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please share and like and subscribe, because that's the way you support Kwazemi as a channel, an Afrocentric channel, where we try to understand deeper issues in African history and hopefully develop a collective intelligence on how we wish to build the Africa we want to see as people of Africa. See you in the next one.